Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me again in this live section. So guys, let's really take a look at what the DSS witnesses were really talking about when MAZI NNAMDI KANU went to court. The DSS witnesses said that ESN, that's the Eastern Security Network, is an illegal security group, and many Nigerians are asking, how is it illegal? Why they say that AMOTEKUN is legal and it is backed up by the Nigerian law. And now, because of this particular case, MAZI NNAMDI KANU's lawyers are ready for this particular case because they're going to give them back to back, just like what happened in court the other day, where in the sense that MAZI NNAMDI KANU's defense team was asking the DSS witness some questions and they were just confused, and many people were applauding the defense team for the kind of intelligent question they gave to the DSS witnesses. Now, them saying that Eastern Security Network is is an illegal is an illegal group that was formed by MAZI NNAMDI KANU, that it is not legal, it is not backed up by the Nigerian law, that is only a metokun that is backed up by the Nigerian law, and so therefore they have the right to make use of guns. And many Nigerians are saying that we've had several cases of the Fulani terrorists that they are always making use of gun. But still, which Nigerian law is backing up Fulani terrorists from using gun? Which particular law back them up to use gun? Because we've had so many cases, in the sense that we are only seeing these Fulani terrorists with gun. Both the Nigerian government are seeing them, the armies are seeing them, the police are seeing them, because definitely these people are always passing day by day where they're going to graze their cows. So how is it possible that they have not been able to see these Fulani terrorists with gun and apprehend them? So guys, if you guys can remember this leader, Mieti Alali, the Fulani leader, if you guys remember the time he made up his own group, whereby he made that group in order to defend the Fulani people, in order to protect the Fulani people. Then when Tinubu came to power, Tinubu arrested him and tagged him as a terrorist. Then after some time, Tinubu had to release him. Now many Nigerians are asking that, why will Tinubu now keep holding MAZI NNAMDI KANU if he released Meti Alali, the Fulani leaders, the one who created the groups in order to protect the Fulani terrorists, which during that time they apprehended him and tagged him as a terrorist. Then after everything, he was also released and he went back again freely on his own. Now, many Nigerians are asking, why are they now holding MAZI NNAMDI KANU and why are they tagging him as a terrorist? They didn't catch him with any gun, they didn't catch him with hard drugs. So why is he being tagged as a terrorist? And this is actually time for MAZI NNAMDI KANU's lawyers to start venting anger and try to defend MAZI NNAMDI KANU, because the war now is between this particular case, Eastern Security Network and Emetokun, whereby they are saying that Eastern Security Network is not backed up by Nigerian law, so they don't have any right to possess guns, but the Emetokuns are actually backed up by Nigerian laws. But we've had several cases that these same terrorists are always in the forest, kidnapping people, taking ransom from victims, but still they have not been able to apprehend these people. In fact, they have not even come out, the government have not even come out and said that the Fulani terrorists have no right to possess guns in this country. Likewise, you can never see a Fulani herdsman walking on the road or with his cow. You can, even if you search those Fulani terrorists, if you search them, you must definitely see weapon in their bag. Is it that you must definitely see a gun in their bag? So is it that the Nigerian army or the Nigerian police has not ever searched these people? Many Nigerians are talking about it. There's no person you will pass and ask the person, because the Fulani terrorists are always with weapons to defend themselves. So if they're saying that Eastern Security Network cannot possess weapon, that means they should judge it equally. The Fulani terrorists, they do possess weapons, which is not even backed up by any Nigerian law in this country. So if they're trying to bring ethnic bias in this particular judgment, you find out that it will not work, because what these people are doing to Igbo people is very bad. So me, I feel that the government, Nigerian government, is afraid of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, they're afraid of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's influence on the Eastern religion of Nigeria, knowing that if they ignore him or allow him to continue what he's doing, the breakaway of Biafra is going to be something large. So that's why they already know that that if MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is released, that when Biafra is going to start, is going to be something large that is going to divide this so-called one Nigeria. So they had to kidnap him and lock him up, which cost these people millions of dollars for them to catch MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, because according to the rumors, we've been hearing that they collaborated with Interpol and international Interpol to catch him. So you could have imagined the amount of money it cost this way. It cost them millions of dollars. Now, if it was possible for the Nigeria government, they would have also arrested or kidnapped Simon Ekpa and locked him up, just like they did to MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. We all are witnesses to all their efforts and the millions of dollars spent, but to no avail. So this is a clear interpretation that of all the people, groups, and organizations who claim to be on MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's side, Simon Ekpa is the only one doing the exact same thing in Nigerian affairs, which is liberating the people of Biafra from Nigeria. Like, and it's just as if Nigerian governments are always afraid of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. Because tell me why they don't release that man for so long. They have released other people, other terrorists. They are the same people that released Sunday Igboha, the agitator of Yoruba nation. They have released many people who are doing the same thing MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is doing. So why are they still keeping this man in detection for so long? Let me tell you something. There's nothing you guys can tell me. The Nigerian government is afraid of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu because they know his capability. They know that if MAZI Nnamdi Kanu step out from that detention today, the so-called one Nigeria is over. Likewise, the Southeast governors, they are also afraid of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, and their silence on MAZI Nnamdi Kanu has started baffling people. That why are they silent on MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's case? Many people are still asking, why are they silent? These people are supposed to engage the federal government in order to release MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, but no, they didn't. They are not even doing anything about it. Instead, Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, is saying, where he welcomed Tinubu to Anambra State, he is seen talking about another thing instead of talking about his own brother, who was actually kidnapped and kept into this detention for so long. The Nigerian government has also violated international laws and treaties just to illegally bring MAZI Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. That is another thing that the MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer should get ready for. They have, because if they're trying to bring MAZI Nnamdi Kanu down, we should also have evidence against them in what they have done to MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is too much. The Nigerian government, they violated every international law just to illegally bring MAZI Nnamdi Kanu down to Nigeria, a country that could not follow ordinary extradition procedures, but hired criminals to kidnap and torture him for 8 days before forcefully bringing him to Nigeria. Despite their illegalities, he won them at the appeal court on the 13th of October 2020, but the Nigeria government has refused to obey the court ruling that discharged and acquitted him. To be honest, MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience, and the world must speak up now. MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is the voice of the voiceless. This is a man that has said that he's not going to let go until the Igbos get their freedom, because he knows how much that the Igbo people have suffered for so long in this country. Is it down to politics? Even I tell you that many people are afraid of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. Believe me, the Nigerian government is afraid. The Southeast government is afraid of him. The Fulani terrorists are afraid of him. Boko Haram are afraid of him. There's nobody that's not afraid of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, because they know that this man carry grace. You know that once this man step out from that detention he has been for so long, many things are going to change in Nigeria. That is why you see they don't even want to say that they want to release him anytime soon. But many Nigerians have seen it that very soon he will be released. And for the government, the Nigerian government telling us that Eastern Security Network is illegal, have they forgotten that the people, if they're saying that Eastern Security Network is illegal, it's just like when this Fulani that created his own group in order for them to also protect the Fulani terrorists. Now, MAZI Nnamdi Kanu actually created this Eastern Security Network in order to protect our mothers who are going to farm. This is just like protecting them from attacks. So there's no difference of what MAZI Nnamdi Kanu did to what that Fulani leader did by creating his own group. So if they could release him, If Tinubu can release him, why is it that they don't want to release MAZI NNAMDI KANU? It's something to, it's something to question. It's something we're going to question the Nigerian government. We need answers. Many Nigerians have started asking. We need answers to what is going on. Why are they doing this to MAZI NNAMDI KANU? When this person was I've seen several cases whereby Sunday Igboha was seen in different a country saying that they want Yoruba nation, they are agitating for Yoruba nation, and after everything, he was also arrested, just like MAZI NNAMDI KANU, and released. So why is this all taking so much time? Why is this all taking so much time? So MAZI NNAMDI KANU, a leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, a self-determination movement advocating for the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra. This man was kidnapped from Kenya by Nigerian security agents in June 2021. The operatives and the people that tortured him, the IPOB leader, and then the people that tortured him, they blindfolded and they tortured this man for 8 days. Kanu was bonded to Nigeria without fulfillment of legal extradition proceedings as required by the existing local and international protocols, and has since been illegally and unconstitutionally detained in the Nigerian Department of State Service, that's DSS, despite several court orders. They have continued to detain this man despite several court orders. Do you know how many times that the court has discharged and told them that let them discharge MAZI NNAMDI KANU? Do you know how many times that they have discharged and acquitted MAZI NNAMDI KANU? In 13th October 2020, they discharged and acquitted him by court orders, but still the DSS refused to release him. So actually, the release of MAZI NNAMDI KANU now is not even in the hands of the judiciary. It's not in the hands of the courts. It's in the hands of the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Is in his hand. He knows when to release it. He knows why he's keeping him in that continuous detention. He knows his reasons. He knows that there's a particular person that is born to overpower me. Just like the story in the Bible between King Herod and Jesus, when they gave birth to Jesus, he was like, there's a child born that's about to overpower me. That is just the same thing with MAZI NNAMDI KANU. Bola Ahmed Tinubu knows why he's still keeping him in detention to now, because they really know who was born to overpower them. Because you know that once this man step out, it's over for the so-called one Nigeria, and people who are benefiting for it is over for them, because they know that MAZI NNAMDI KANU is going to change Nigeria. Especially when it comes to insecurity, he's going to stop insecurity. So guys, I want you guys to just listen to what a lot of people are saying about the Eastern Security Network and AMOTEKUN legality. They were saying that Eastern Security Network is illegal, while people were saying that Eastern Security Network, that there's no difference between Eastern Security Network and other people who have formed groups to be bad people that are carrying guns, especially the foreign terrorists. So guys, take a look at this and I'll be right back.
The federal government, a witness in Nnamdi Kanu's trial, has told the Federal High Court that AMOTEKUN is different from the Eastern Security Network because it's registered and also established by legislation from the various state assemblies in the Southwest. Celestina area has more.
The day's proceedings started with counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, Paul Irokoro, explaining why the defense team could not file the videos they wanted to play in court on time. Mr. Irokoro explained that they had to edit the videos to remove parts of them that was not relevant to the case. Justice James Omotosho was not happy with the defense team and warned quite sternly about any attempts to delay the case any further. The judge said he would give 6 days to the prosecution to call their witnesses, regardless of how many witnesses they have, and if they fail to finish their witnesses within 6 days, he would deem their case closed. 9 days will be given to the defense to present their case after the prosecution has closed theirs. Under cross-examination, Mr. BBB was asked whether Nnamdi Kanu's passport was in the custody of the DSS. He said he cannot confirm. He was also asked where Nnamdi Kanu made the broadcasts he was accused of. He said he made them in various locations. Mr. Kanu's lawyer referred to the video that was played in court. He asked the witness if he observed that members of the ESN in the video in the parade were not carrying arms. Mr. BBB said he couldn't say. He alleged they may be carrying arms concealed in their bodies, but I did not see any rifles. A report of the Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry on restitutions for victims of the NSAS protest was shown to the witness and read out the title. The document was tendered in evidence. The defense team also tendered from the bar a flash drive which they intend to play in court and was admitted as evidence. A video was played in court on behalf of the defense team which showed retired General T.Y. Danjuma saying that armed forces are not neutral, alleging they collide with armed bandits and terrorists. Another video showed the DG of DSS, Oluwatosin Adeola Ajayi, giving a speech and making an example with Azara, a community in Bauchi State, who stood and killed Boko Haram terrorists who came to attack them. Another video was also played showing the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, saying that IPOB was not responsible for the killings in Ogberu community. About the T.Y. Danjuma's video, Paul Orokoro asked Mr. BBB what he makes of Danjuma's comments. He said he was not here to interpret his remarks. Mr. BBB admitted that T.Y. Danjuma was not arrested. Under re-examination, Mr. BBB was asked what he makes of the comments of the DSS DG. He said he believes the DG was advising them on the need to reach out to the DSS for strategy and approval before setting up their defense. About the video of Hope Uzodinma, Mr. BBB says he believes the governor was referring to political killings, but the killings by IPOB cut across politicians, members of armed forces, civilians and everyone, not just politicians. Also about AMOTEKUN, Mr. BBB said AMOTEKUN is different from ESN because it is registered and also set up by legislations from the various state House of Assemblies in the Southwest. The court adjourned till May 28th, 29th and June 6th, 16th, 18th and 19th for continuation of hearing. Celestina Iria, TVC.
Good morning. Good morning, Joshua.
Good morning, Joshua. You've been covering the Nnamdi Kanu case, and we have quite a lot of developments there. I mean, there are talks about the ESN, and also I believe the judge reprimanded one of Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers for the use for his post on social media. Can you bring us up to speed with some of this development?
Well, aside reprimanding one of Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, the judge, Justice James Omotosho, actually reprimanded both counsels representing the prosecution and the defense. Now, he was not happy at the pace which the case is running. According to him, he said Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention for so long and he needs justice as soon as possible. He also factored in the fact that Federal High Court judges will be going for a 2 months vacation. That is to happen in July. And if this case is not conducted and concluded before then, Nnamdi Kanu will still remain in detention. And he's not pleased with that. So he gave both counsels, that's the defense counsel and the prosecution counsel, deadline. For the prosecution counsel, we gave them 6 days to finalize and close their case. And the defense counsel was not left out. He said after completion of the case of the prosecution, the defense counsel has 9 days to conclude its case, or is going to consider the case concluded for them. That aside, he made the witness brought forward by the DSS made some riveting statements in court yesterday. He gave a clear comparison comparing ESN and AMOTEKUN. You know, AMOTEKUN is the regional security outfit in the Southwest. ESN is actually the paramilitary arm of the IPOB. Earlier, when Nnamdi Kanu was questioned, he said that the ESN is just a paramilitary arm that is defending their mothers, their sisters, in farmland. Well, the witness came forward in court yesterday and told the court that you cannot compare the ESN and AMOTEKUN. The ESN is illegal because of the entity IPOD, according to what he said, that it has been proscribed. He went forward to compare AMOTEKUN. He said AMOTEKUN had laws backing them from state government as well as state houses of assembly that had given AMOTEKUN relief backing, that you cannot compare the two. Well, that was while the prosecution counsel was leading and witness in a re-examination. Well, one thing that played out in court yesterday was the fact that a flash drive was presented by the defense counsel, and in that flash drive, they had 3 particular videos, one of which the DSS Director General was speaking, The second one was one of former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General T.Y. Danjuma. And the third one was that of the governor of Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodimma. In the first video, you could hear the DSS Director General saying that communities was the first line of defense, that they should defend themselves, but not grabbing arms without legal authority or legal backing. He went forward to play the second video, that is of T.Y. Danjuma. The one of T.Y. Danjuma was quite ground shaking and earthquaking. Why? Because T.Y. Danjuma actually called on the people that they should take arms and defend themselves. That if you're expecting the police to help you, in his words, and I quote, you will all die. That actually caused quite some echoes in court. And aside that, the video played of the governor of Imo State, that is Governor Hope Uzodimma, some time ago, while making comments on the death of former presidential aide Ahmed Bola, he actually pinpointed some particular people as those responsible for the killing of Southeast, in Imo State, particularly in Olu. He said that you cannot associate IPOB with the death of these individuals, that for so long they've been experiencing the death of some politicians, that these politicians were APC politicians. He actually fingered the opposition, saying these guys were responsible and not the IPOB. What the defense counsel is trying to use those videos to do is to puncture the case of the prosecution that claimed that after the series of broken counts that Nnamdi Kanu made, those issues started emerging, those killings started emerging. So that is what the defense counsel was trying to do with those videos yesterday in court.
Wow.
Right.
Very insightful, I must say. Very, very insightful. But permit me to ask, before Olive also throws in a question. In all of this, there was also a statement made yesterday that one of the counsel to Nnamdi Kanu was warned. Can you shed more light on that? They said he was talking on social media. So did you get any information on that?
Yes. That particular counsel is no other person than Aloy Ejimakor. Well, Aloy Ejimakor was reprimanded concerning some posts he made on social media, which the counsel representing the prosecution, that is the person of Adeboyega Olomo, wrote a letter to Kanu Agabi, that's the lead counsel for Nnamdi Kanu. He complained bitterly that Aloy Ejimakor was making series of inflammatory posts telling Biafrans to rise against the prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu. And he said this would cause a further problem for the case and escalate issues. Well, the judge on his own part warned that he doesn't want a social media trial. And the only reason he's giving audiences to people to come into the court is to observe that the proceedings is free, clean, and fair. And he wants an accelerated hearing so Nnamdi Kanu can get justice and be done with. So he actually reprimanded Aloy Ejimakor and told Aloy Ejimakor that this particular act would get things is bad if it should continue. Well, Kanu Agabi, in his actual manner, begged the court, apologized to the court, and reprimanded, right there in court, reprimanded Aloy Ejimakor for making such posts and warned him of if such issues are going to arise in the future, that is going to be disciplined.
All right, so what are the next steps in this case with Nnamdi Kanu? What should we expect?
Well, we are expecting the prosecution to bring forth more witnesses to substantiate their claim of alleged terrorism. And they have just few days to do that, 6 days. And if they don't do that within that 6 days, their case will be closed automatically, and the defense will open its case and bring forth the evidence, the exhibits, witnesses, and claims they have to prove that Nnamdi Kanu is not guilty of this alleged terrorism act.
This accelerated hearing, I think there's really something to say about it, because this is the quickest we've seen this matter being handled in the years that it's quote-unquote been in court. So,
but unfortunately, like Joshua said, the High Court judges are going on recess for 2 months, and it's going to affect the court proceedings.
Anyway,
Basically, though it might be accelerated in the eyes of Nigerians, but in the eyes of the judge and his wisdom, he's seeing that it's stalling. I don't know why he said that, because he said it had been on for 3 months, and he actually promised that this was going to be an accelerated hearing. But unfortunately, he has a different opinion as regards to the speed and the pace of the case. So, well, the court is always in its wisdom.
All right. Imai Joshua, thank you for being with us this morning. It's always a delight to have you.
It's a pleasure.
So, my people, you guys listen to what the people were saying there about MAZI NNAMDI KANU. In my own opinion, I feel the ongoing imprisonment of MAZI NNAMDI KANU by the Nigerian government remains a political concern and necessitates a political resolution, and it relates to the self-determination of Biafra, which is a political matter. If his situation were slowly judicial, it would be different and he would have been freed. After all, he has been discharged and acquitted by the Nigerian appeal courts, but they have refused to let him go. They have acquitted and discharged him for so long, but the government still doesn't want to let MAZI NNAMDI KANU go. And the government is aware that most Nigerians and advocates of the Biafra movement won't comprehend that the only reason they can keep MAZI NNAMDI KANU imprisoned is by presenting him in Nigerian courts based on fabricated charges. Like, many people have been saying a lot about MAZI NNAMDI KANU. So let us really take a look at some people's comments about MAZI NNAMDI KANU and what they really have to say about his kidnap. So this one was saying that the UK government may be the ones holding MAZI NNAMDI KANU since the British and international law prohibits them from doing so on UK soil. So they're using the Nigerian government and DSS to illegally detain him even after the court have granted his release. That is what someone said here. And now the next person is saying that this one is talking about the Southeast governors, why they have just refused to talk about everything that is going about MAZI NNAMDI KANU Square, and their silentness. People are saying that their silence needs to be studied, like what is really going on. They're not even saying anything about MAZI NNAMDI KANU. Ever since MAZI NNAMDI KANU started his trial, in fact, ever since he has been in detention, and many people are asking, what is the reason? Now, the second person here is saying that MAZI NNAMDI KANU in the DSS is not in the DSS Nigeria torture house because he stole, looted, or committed any crime. He's not there for the sake of his son or wife. He's in there because he wanted you and me to be free. He is there because he was educating the youth and making them know their worth as humans. What MAZI NNAMDI KANU has suffered, not even the politicians looting your resources and killing you have suffered such. But MAZI NNAMDI KANU is held by corrupt politicians in Nigeria. MAZI NNAMDI KANU is being tortured by DSS because he refused to betray you. He refused to abandon your quest for freedom. He's ready to risk his life, his business, his children, and his beautiful wife for your sake. It is certain that if he accepted to take oil wealth, money, or giving a governor of a state or vice president, they would have freed him. But in all these things, he's only thinking about your freedom. He puts you over himself and his family while you bed your wife, tend to your children, and make money for your families. He's in a DSS hole undergoing torture because he wanted the marginalization of his own people to stop. MAZI NNAMDI KANU has elevated himself to the likes of Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu, and Martin Luther King. This man is the only person who has sacrificed everything, including his parents and family, for the sake of others. MAZI NNAMDI KANU will remain the best for Ndi Igbos. Should anything happen to him, nothing will quench his followers. If this is coming from someone who loves MAZI NNAMDI KANU so much, and you can see what he's saying, that we should learn to respect MAZI NNAMDI KANU, someone who has taking enough torture from the DSS. He abandoned his family, his children, his beautiful wife, so that the Ndi Igbos can get their freedom and to release them from the marginalization of Ndi Igbos for a very long time now. Why Ndi Igbos tend to make their own children, make their money, and be with their family, while MAZI NNAMDI KANU is in the DSS hole undergoing torture. See the reason why many Nigerians are saying that they're not even sure they're going to forgive some of these Southeast governors, because everything that MAZI NNAMDI KANU has been doing for them, doing for the Ndi Igbos especially, this is what the Southeast governors are using to pay him back by not even interceding in his case or saying anything about it. So the second person here said MAZI NNAMDI KANU is being detained by the Nigerian government because of indigenous people of Biafra. Call for a referendum on Biafra independence. A referendum is a democratic process which enables our people to vote yes or no whether to leave Nigeria. This is not a crime. This person is saying that they should just do a referendum of Biafra independence. Let us all vote if we want to leave Nigeria or not. And to be honest, according to what this person is saying here, if we should do a vote, many people want to leave Nigeria because many people are really tired, and some of them will just choose Biafra immediately because people are really tired. Now, this second person here said that when the Nigerian government adopted MAZI NNAMDI KANU, their first move was to disorganize the IPOB movement using their proxy. Yes, the problem wasn't Nnamdi Kanu, but the awareness and movement he established. If they have succeeded in destroying IPOB and Eastern Security Network, they would have silenced MAZI NNAMDI KANU. But because IPOB and Eastern Security Network refused to die, they couldn't have MAZI NNAMDI KANU. They can't even jail him. The affair is not MAZI NNAMDI KANU, but the force he established. And exactly this is what is going on. I feel that the Nigerian government are actually afraid of the force that MAZI NNAMDI KANU has established. Do you know what it means? That if they touch MAZI NNAMDI KANU now, if anything should happen to MAZI NNAMDI KANU, I'm telling you guys that there's going to be war in Nigeria. There will be another, will I even say third war, second war, another third war in Nigeria coming again, or another second war, if they really touch MAZI NNAMDI KANU. So because of what the man has established, that is the reason why you see the Nigerian government is afraid of him. MAZI NNAMDI KANU, as you're seeing here today, is like a one man, he's a nation. MAZI NNAMDI KANU is a nation on his own. If you touch this man now, hair will lose, and everybody will scatter. In fact, that word that Nigerians have been looking for since, all these Fulani terrorists, that word they have been looking for since, that is when they will not see the real world. So let's actually take a look at the next comment from another person based on what MAZI NNAMDI KANU is facing. And then this person said that MAZI NNAMDI KANU is not in the DSS torture because he stole, looted, or committed any crime. He's not there for the sake of his son or wife. He is there because he wanted you and me to be free. He's there because he was educating the youths and making them to know their worth as human beings, and also to know their rights as Nigerians, because you guys know that they have actually made the Indigbos to not to know their right again, because they have actually brought them so low that they don't used to involve the Indigbos in anything going on in Nigeria again. When it comes to politics, it's not them. So let us actually take a look at this next thing this person said. This one said, there are many people fighting so hard behind the scene in trying to make sure MAZI NNAMDI KANU, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, doesn't get out of detention. This set of people are doing everything possible to make sure MAZI NNAMDI KANU is not released. Some of them are well-known Igbo elites and governors. Some are deep inside the Fulani oligarchy and cabals in the West. They have resulted in blackmailing the federal government into keeping MAZI NNAMDI KANU in DSS detention and using the late tactics at the Federal High Court. They have also used the absence of MAZI NNAMDI KANU to create great instability and insecurity in Southeast region, and they have benefited greatly from their plan. From this, their plan is also to make sure there is no peace in the Southeast, and also to continue to use their armed thugs, that's unknown gunmen, to keep killing, kidnapping, and causing destruction in Ali Igbo. Just like the killings of soldiers that happened in Abia State, immediately they saw that Abia State under Alex Oti was beginning to develop rapidly and attracting many investors. They had to do something to stop that progress by trying to create the notion that Abia State wasn't safe when they unleashed their armed men to kill those soldiers in Aba. Their aim is also to push IPOB into fighting against the state government in the Southeast by frustrating the release of MAZI NNAMDI KANU. Their plan is to force IPOB into reacting violently, thereby causing more chaos and instability in the Southeast region. This set of people know that the release of MAZI NNAMDI KANU will bring great stability, peace, prosperity, and development and growth in Southeast, but they have intentionally refused to do the needful. Anyone who means well for the Southeast and Igbo will ignore the media propaganda against IPOB and MAZI NNAMDI KANU and join hands to call for the immediate release of MAZI NNAMDI KANU. That's the sensible thing to do. Unfortunately, some of these so-called Igbo influencers who have allowed their hatred for indigenous people of Biafra and MAZI NNAMDI KANU to cloud their judgment have failed to see their bigger picture here and their agenda against their own people and religion. The Nigerian government have no reason to keep holding MAZI NNAMDI KANU in the DSS detention is going to CCS now. For goodness sake, the same Nigerian government have released on the Igboho who was fighting for the same cause as MAZI NNAMDI KANU. They have dropped all charges against Omeyolo Sowore. The government have even freed terrorists and bandits who have killed thousands of innocent Nigerians, including security operatives. So why can't they release MAZI NNAMDI KANU? Like I earlier stated, the goal and agenda here is to destroy the Southeast by the continuous illegal detention of MAZI NNAMDI KANU. But we must resist that and join hands together to demand for the unconditional release of MAZI NNAMDI KANU. The Southeast governors and allies must do everything possible to ensure that MAZI NNAMDI KANU is freed immediately. They can demand that from the federal government because they hold all the cards to sow. If they fail to do so, means they definitely don't mean well for the Southeast region. Definitely, you're already saying that the Southeast governor don't mean well for the Southeast region, because tell me why they're not saying anything about MAZI NNAMDI KANU's case. They're not even coming up with this kind of things, telling the federal government that the federal government has released Sunday Igboho, who was also fighting for the same thing that MAZI NNAMDI KANU is fighting, and they have dropped charges against him, and they've released him. Now, this Omoyolo Sowore too, they have dropped charges against him and released him. So why are they still holding MAZI NNAMDI KANU in detention? Why is his own so different? Just to show you the hatred that these people have for Indigbos. Many people have started saying that the Indigbos should be careful because these people don't really like them. The hatred is too much. Now, let's actually take a look at what this person said, because many people are commenting based on what MAZI NNAMDI KANU is going on. So this one said that the federal government of Nigeria can afford to engage in egregious violation of international and domestic laws in the criminal adoption of MAZI NNAMDI KANU from Kenya and his extraordinary rendition to Nigeria. But here in Nigeria, the federal government did not only block all legal process towards legal extradition of Indian fugitives who were declared wanted by Indian government for committing massive fraud and other serious crimes, but graciously rewarded the bandits with oil block. These Indian fugitives own and operate oil fields in Kwale, according to the shocking revelation by this House of Representatives committee. Like, this is to show you that the fact that the federal government went to kidnap MAZI NNAMDI KANU in Kenya, that alone will tell you that they have violated international and the domestic law, and there's nothing anybody can say about it. In fact, the Nigerian government itself needs to go behind bars for violating the laws. The Nigerian government should also be punished, to be honest. They should really be punished for going to Kenya to kidnap an innocent man. It is not an arrest, it's a kidnap. Let us take a look at what this next person said. He said, the illegal detention of MAZI NNAMDI KANU shows how much Fulani and Yoruba hate the Igbos. Like what I've been telling you guys, that the continued detention of this man, it shows how much that the Fulani and Yoruba people hate the Igbos. Buhari, a Fulani, committed an international crime when he kidnapped him in collaboration with the corrupt Kenya government. Today, Tinubu, a Yoruba, is holding him still illegally. If Sunday Igboho and Sowore are working freely, MAZI NNAMDI KANU should work freely. His hatred of Indigbo in Nigeria must stop. The Indigbos have really suffered. This hatred must stop. This thing started far back, and still nothing is being done about it. The Yoruba and the Fulani people, they hate the Igbo so much. That is the reason why MAZI NNAMDI KANU is still in detention. Now, according to what really another person is saying here, this person said, DSS declared Eastern Security Network illegal as court fast-tracked MAZI NNAMDI KANU's trial. The DSS told a federal high court that the Eastern Security Network, ESN, is illegal, unlike AMOTEKUN, which was lawfully established. During NNAMDI KANU's trial, key exhibits were presented, including a video implicating politicians. Justice Omotosho ordered a swift trial, adjourning proceedings to multiple dates. So they have started adjourning the cases because of this particular thing, this thing that came up where they were saying that Eastern Security Network is illegal, while the AMOTEKUN was a group that was lawfully established. And MAZI NNAMDI KANU's lawyers are ready for this kind of arguments, because you cannot tell us that AMOTEKUN was established by law, it was backed up of Nigerian law. They should also, and the Nigerian government should also answer to us. Why is the Fulani terrorists seen carrying guns? Who established them? which Nigerian law gave them the right to be parading guns up and down. And not only that, they also use it to buy people. That is what many Nigerians are saying. So let us actually take a look at what this next person was saying here. This one said, I would love to invoke a little history here for reference purpose. Like, the network is really bad here. But if you take a look at what many Nigerians have been saying, they have been ordering for the release of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. Others who were saying that, many people have been saying that if they should start looking for, if they should start comparing what the Fulani terrorists has been doing to Nigeria, is enough self to arrest all of them. It's enough. They can't even be comparing Fulani terrorists with MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, because MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is an innocent man who is just fighting for the freedom of the Igbo people. And that is why you're hearing many people are saying that that MAZI Nnamdi Kanu needs to be released. Now, according to what is really going on, this one said that the ongoing terrorism trial of the indigenous people of Biafra, the Biafra leader MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, Eastern Security Network, and AMOTEKUN are not the same. I know that states in the southwest passed laws to legalize AMOTEKUN, but Eastern Security Network is not registered. Eastern Security Network is illegal. AMOTEKUN is recognized by law. That is what the witness said. And many people have been saying that this type of thing that the witness just said now is what is going to make the defense team to buckle up, because they have a lot of things to ask Nigerian government. That alone itself should trigger Nigerian government that alone should trigger the defense team to start asking the Nigerian government some questions. That is what many people are saying. Now, the second person here, this person reacted saying, on legal grounds, unless you have committed a genuine act of terrorism, even Nigeria cannot initiate such arrest legally. They can only resort to illegal means. This has been their mode of conduct since the emergency of the indigenous people of Biafra. Now, this next person said that they knew it was impossible to arrest MAZI Nnamdi Kanu anywhere in the world through a legally initiated extradition processes. Therefore, they resorted to criminal means, kidnapping. This is the behavior of an ignorant, corrupt country. The reason all members of or members leadership. You see the reason this one is saying that they wanted to kidnap MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, they had to go through a criminal means, and this is the behavior of a corrupt country, because no country that is not corrupt will actually do this kind of thing that they did. And this is the reason why you see they invited indigenous people of Biafra to be able to deal with the corrupt politicians we have in this country. So reading on to what someone said, this one is saying that so sorry for the network glitch, guys. So looking at what this next person said here, he said, I will keep saying that there's a reason MAZI Nnamdi Kanu created Eastern Security Network with thousands of men and never called it the Biafran Army. He called them Eastern Security Network and charged them with protecting our people against Fulani herdsmen. He did not ask them to go after the military or police. He even said that they have no place in our communities and they have no business with settling disputes. He said that their place is only in the bush. Have you tried finding out the reason for this? Now, to explain this thing, the reason why they are doing this and implication should be, the reason why they're doing this thing is because they actually want to protect our mothers who are always going to farm. Now, when you call them army, you have declared war against yourself. You have given Nigeria a reason to attack you and kill innocent people. You have made your people vulnerable and your place a war zone. Indigenous people of Biafra dealt with Nigeria in such a way that they are leading a campaign against Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria can't attack them without it being seen as an injustice to them. This is why no IPOB member has been jailed by a Nigerian court. This is why MAZI Nnamdi Kanu was able to win Nigeria right inside their court, even after creating Eastern Security Network. Nigeria called him terrorist and charged him with treason, yet the court could not find him guilty. While MAZI was with us, the military never went to our villages, and in the name of hunting Eastern Security members, they went to the bushes. The military started going to our villages when some individuals started showing about 30 persons on social media and branding them Biafra Army. It was actually the government's game to get a reason to convert our land into a war zone. Eastern Security Network is against the Fulani herdsmen terrorists, who are the world's fourth deadliest terrorist group. Going against Eastern Security Network for stopping a terror group will always be frowned upon. All these things IPOB used to push for Biafra. Biafrans should be mindful of these things. All that glitters is not good. Watch your emotions and be in control. And that is exactly what is going on here. MAZI Nnamdi Kanu never said that Eastern Security Network is a Biafra army. He never told them to go after army or go after police. He only told them that Eastern Security Network is created for our mothers, to protect them from farm, to protect them why they go to farm. And also, this Eastern Security Network are always seen in the bush. They don't have a place to stay. They are always in the bush. That's what MAZI Nnamdi Kanu told them, because they were like saying that MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, the group he created, the Eastern Security Network group is created, is the ones that are causing problems in the country, causing attack, launching attack in Imo State, which MAZI Nnamdi Kanu made it clear to them that these people you guys are seeing, they are just there to protect our mothers who go to court, who go to farm. That is what MAZI Nnamdi Kanu replied them in the court of law. So guys, that's all we have for today. Let me know your thought below. What do you really think about what really happened in court, and what do you have to say about Eastern Security Network and AMOTEKUN? Do you think that the DSS witness saying that Eastern Security Network is not backed up by Nigerian law and AMOTEKUN is backed up by Nigerian law? What do you guys have to say about it concerning the fact that the Fulani terrorists are also not backed up by the Nigerian law, but they're always seen with gun on a daily basis? Guys, let me know your thoughts below. And also, if you know you're new to this channel, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, like and share, and turn on the notification button to get all the latest news in this channel, especially about MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's updates and likewise everything going on in the country. So guys, thanks for watching, and see you guys in my next live section.